Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and PerryFan49 user sent me this movie, The Outsiders, and wanted to hear my thoughts on the movie. I apologize to PerryFan49 if this review sucks. Just want to apologize ahead of time. I have a feeling it will suck, mainly because it's hard for me to review films like this. I guess my comfort zone is action and horror, that kind of thing, but again, I'll do my best. The Outsiders, of course, is based on a novel, and I believe in school we had to read this, and I think we saw the movie as well. Based on a novel by S.E. Hinton, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, who did the Godfather films, Bram Stoker's Dracula, which I haven't seen in forever. He did, I think, Jack with Robin Williams. I'm not a big Francis Ford Coppola guy. Like, I'm not a fan of the Godfather movies. I'm just not. I don't care for the. Al Pacino is fine. Marlon Brando is fine acting wise, but the stories, the pacing are not for me. If I want to see that kind of movie, I'd rather just watch Goodfellas or Casino or Scarface with Al Pacino. I just prefer those over The Godfather. So I'm just not a big Francis Ford Coppola guy. But this is a story takes place in the 60s where you have the greasers. Well, as it says here, captures how it feels to be caught between childhood's innocence and adulthood's disillusionment. Our main character is C. Thomas Howell, who plays Pony Boy. He has two brothers, Patrick Swayze and Rob Lowe. The three of them are living together. Their parents died. And they're hanging out with their other friends like Ralph Macchio, who plays Johnny, Matt Dillon. You have Emilio Estevez, Tom Cruise. You have this girl who C. Thomas Howell likes, played by Diane Lane. So that's one big thing about this movie is the cast. It's a hell of a cast. I mean, Patrick Swayze, Tom Cruise, Emilio Estevez, Matt Dillon. I mean, think about it. You got the guy from The Hitcher, the Karate Kid, Emilio, Maximo Overdrive himself, Ethan Hunt, Rob Lowe, the Swayze man, Swayze dog. You have all these guys in the same movie. It's a good cast, and they do a good job playing these greasers. It's more C. Thomas Howell's movie and Ralph Macchio's movie, and then after that, I would say Matt Dillon. Like Tom Cruise is in it for little bits. Same with Emilio. Rob Lowe's in it for little bits. Patrick Swayze has a little bit more to do than Emilio or Tom Cruise, but again, the main stars are really C. Thomas Howell, Ralph Macchio, and Matt Dillon. And the plot is pretty much sort of their slice of life. C. Thomas Howell's character likes to write, likes to read. When something happens, and him and Ralph Macchio are in this one place out in the country, he's reading Gone with the Wind. Patrick Swayze gives C. Thomas Howell a little bit of a hard time, but at the same time does love his brother. Rob Lowe is sort of the guy caught in the middle of the three. Matt Dillon, he's a pretty disillusioned, and hey, parents don't care about us. It's just our friends, and that's it. Emilio is a little bit of the joker and jokester of the group. Tom Cruise, he's kind of just there. I think he works. I think he works at a gas station. There wasn't much to his character. One night, these assholes, sort of yuppie type of guys, they're trying to drown C. Thomas Howell's character, and Ralph Macchio has to save him by stabbing one of the guys. They get freaked out. They go off to the country to hide out, and they talk about life and the future and things of that nature. Then there's also a moment where the two of them try to save these kids from a burning building. And then, not to spoil things, things happen by the finale. I said this when I got this. I had seen this before. And the film, at the end of the day, I think it's okay. It's not a favorite of mine. Obviously, has some nice visual styles, like when C. Thomas Howell and Ralph Macchio are outside while either before or after he read Gone with the Wind. The backdrop does look like it would in Gone with the Wind, with sort of the red sort of color in the sky. So there's some nice little visual styles there throughout the movie because of Francis Ford Coppola. And the cast, yeah, hell of a cast together. And it's worth a watch just for the whole cast. I miss Patrick Swayze a lot. Really do. And there is actually a commentary where you can watch it and see, like Patrick Swayze, Rob Macchio, Dan Lane, C. Thomas Howell, they're in one room. Then Rob Lowe talks by himself, and Matt Dillon talks by himself. So I guess Emilio and Tom Cruise, they didn't want to talk about the film, or they were busy. I don't know. Then you have featurettes from back in the day. Then you have a commentary of Francis Ford Coppola himself. And this is a different cut. This is the complete novel cut of the film. I don't remember what the original cut of the film, how long that was. But this one's a little less than 2 hours. I guess I'm not really into the story. I think that's what it is at the end of the day. The time period as well, like the 50s and 60s are not the most interesting time periods for me. At least based on just the slice of life with greasers and I don't know, the story didn't really do much for me. I guess that's really what it is at the end of the day. And that's why I knew this review would suck because I don't know how else to explain other than that the time period and the story just didn't do it for me. C. Thomas Howell I like as an actor and he does okay in the lead, but I kind of wonder if I would have liked him more if one of these other guys was the lead. I mean, right, he's supposed to be a younger guy, so that's why it couldn't be like Patrick Swayze or Matt Dillon or such, but I don't know, maybe if Ralph Macchio was the lead, or maybe if Emilio was the lead, or even Tom Cruise was the lead. Again, C. Thomas Howell doesn't do a bad job, and I do like him. Like I think he's great in the original The Hitcher. But I guess within this group, I would say he's my least favorite character. And yeah, I don't think he's bad or annoying character. It's just these. I was more interested in Emilio Estevez more. I was more interested in Patrick Swayze more. I was more interested in Matt Dillon more. Even Ralph Macchio. Like I was interested in the other characters more than the lead. And of course, it's based on the novel, so that's why you can't change much. But I don't know, just maybe if it was a different. I say different actor, but I don't want to downplay C. Thomas Howell too much. I don't think he's bad, but I don't know, I just I like these other actors more, or like the characters a little bit more interesting than the lead, or I don't know. He seemed a little bit of a pussy. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But I don't know, just watching it, I just didn't really get intrigued by the main character of the movie. Like the other supporting characters, I found a little bit more intriguing. And You know, it would have been nice. I mean, I would have liked to see more Emilio or Tom Cruise or even Swayze in it. But again, it's based on the novel, and I'm sure the director is trying to be faithful to it. And I'll end the spoilers, just starting right now. By the end of the film, Rob Macchio and C. Thomas Howell, they go into his burning building. They help the kids. Well, Macchio gets hurt very badly, and then he is in a hospital. He dies of his wounds. Matt Dillon gets pissed off. We're gonna do it for Johnny. We're gonna do it for Johnny. Do it for Johnny. And then he like robs a store. He gets shot. He dies. Rob Lowe yells at Patrick Swayze and C. Thomas Howell and goes, "You guys need to work out with each other. I'm tired of being in the middle. We've all we've got." And they all hug. So they're not going to fight anymore. You don't get a lot of Emilio and Tom Cruise at the end. And then pretty much St. also goes back to writing his book because Rob Macchio left a letter saying, hey, you should keep writing. You should keep doing that. So I don't know, just at the end of the day I'm sort of in the middle. It's okay to watch for the cast for me. But yeah, I can't really get into the time period, the story. It's just I don't know. I didn't know how else to say it other than that. So I apologize, Perry Fan 49. I know it's not much of a review, but that's really all the best I can say it without repeating myself to the point it gets to 20 minutes long. Yeah, some nice visuals, like I mentioned before. Good cast, but the story just wasn't that interesting to me. The time period of the 60s and the greasers, they're not. It's not a time period I'm that intrigued by. The main character, I wouldn't. Maybe it's not the acting by C. Thomas Howell. Just again, he's not bad in the movie at all, but just the main character wasn't that intriguing. The other supporting characters I felt were more interesting to me. They had more sense of humor, like Emilio, or like I would say Rob Macho had a little bit more presence than C. Thomas Howell, or especially stuff like Patrick Swayze or even like Matt Dillon. Like they were just more in. I would rather have kept more with these characters than I would say C. Thomas Howell was the least interesting character to me, and he's the lead. But then that's just me. I know that's just me, so I'll just end it here before I keep repeating myself. Still glad to have this for the Patrick Swayze collection, because I love Patrick Swayze. I miss Patrick Swayze. There's still a few others I need to get for the collection, like Steel Dawn, Tu Wan Fu, Tiger Warsaw, some others. But this is one I actually forgot he was in, and I'm very glad to have this for the collection, because again, I really miss Patrick Swayze. You know, Roadhouse, Ghost, Next of Kin. I enjoy those films. Red Dawn, Black Dog, even. But yeah. So thank you for that, Perry Fan 49. Very much appreciate the gift. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you later. Bye bye.